Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Den Unracked, episode 5, Fitness, Finance, and FUBAR. Joining here with my guest star, Dylan Armbrust, and our producer, Brandon Young.
Guest star, huh?
Guest star.
You've been elevated.
You're a star.
Guest. You've been elevated to a guest star.
Guest star. Star guest.
Guest star.
Co-host. Anchor.
Yeah.
The anchor that grounds me.
The blast you.
When you
Guest
said
star.
said bottom, I didn't know where you're going with that one.
I mean, he's a star. His bottom's a star. Lights up the room when he walks in.
Got your pizza man down there.
We had an interesting weekend. Dylan was out in Houston. We had junior nationals and some big things. I felt junior nationals number-wise was small. How was your numbers out there?
They were pretty good. It was the Branch Warren Classic in Houston. It was downtown. It was a little crazy because the World Cup was going on.
Oh.
So crowded as could be, but the numbers were just shy of 140, and he had about 315 across the stage. So really good show.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's pretty, because if we are looking at junior nationals, I think in men's physique, which is usually one of our bigger divisions, the average was around under 10. The biggest being 12 people in the class. Bikini, they had 3 above 15, but then the average was probably around 11 to 13, which is really small for those two divisions. What do you think? Is it because they're throwing another show during that time? What do you think causes these kind of things?
What, the shortage in athletes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It could be a number of things, It could be, I don't know if, I'm not saying this is exactly what it is, but it could be location, it could be the economy, it could be a lot of different things.
Would you say, and since it's moved to Chattanooga, and I know that was a bidding process and stuff, and it used to be in Chicago, do you think that location's a tough one?
I don't know. I've never been there, so I can't judge it.
Right.
But I know that, who is that down there?
Doug Green's a part of it, isn't it?
And Kelly that's where
Kelly
Kelly is.
Webb and and Becky and Alan Sizemore.
Oh, okay.
They all, they're good people. I think they're down there running it, and they run stuff really well. So
sure, but if it's hard to get into, just like Junior USA's,
it doesn't matter.
It's hard.
And I think a lot of times now, people are looking to kill two birds with one stone with as tough as the economy is. So if there can be a show in Florida or Las Vegas or somewhere where it's kind of like a destination, they're going to go there because they can have.
Do you think that's an answer for us? Do we just have them in just one spot? And I guess, other people don't get opportunities for the shows, but will that be an answer for us?
I don't know.
In Dallas, just take it and take all the shows.
That would be, Texas has per capita the most bodybuilders in the world.
Do they really?
Yeah. Yes, Dallas, Texas. So, that wouldn't be a bad place for.
It's warm. It's hard to fly out of Dallas. If you guys ever do connecting flights, don't go to Chicago. Don't do the Dallas. They are hard to get out of. They can cancel your flight.
I spent 3 weeks a month in Dallas for the last year. That airport's rough.
Sometimes I just choose to drive, and it's a 12-hour drive just because
Really?
Airports are
Yeah. Did you drive?
No, I flew. But we got delayed going down because there's.
How'd you get a hotel when they got the World Cup? That's the biggest event.
I stayed with Rich down there.
Oh, did you?
Stayed at his house, yeah.
Was it tough competitors?
Bodybuilding was very competitive, which was kind of cool. And there were some good guys in the classic. There were some good guys in the physique. Bikini was decent. And wellness was decent. And
did Zach do that show, your son? Didn't he do a Houston show?
No, he's getting ready to do a show. He's going to do the Texas Pro at the end of August down there, and it's at the same place.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We'll have to migrate down there and go watch him and support that.
Hey, Watty, I'm curious from you, we're talking about numbers at national shows. When you have athletes that qualify for nationals, do you look at the total? Because, there's some shows like Universe, which is always packed. And then the Olympia Amateur is usually pretty light.
I'll go into this a little bit. When I talk to my athletes, and if we're just talking without masters, okay, I always say there's a look. There's a USA look and there's an East Coast look. So I do look at the look. That's the first thing I do. Is think they want a certain look at USA, and they're more acceptable for North Americans. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's the eye. If they're doing Masters Nationals, I always say do Team Universe, do Masters Nationals, do North Americans, because now you have the same judges. You get back, and as long as you're placing, then that's a good way to get up in there and maybe get your pro card. I used to go off numbers, and there's pro cards like at Junior National, I think it's just the top one. At USA's, it's top two in certain divisions. I used to tell them, well, if you're going to go, you better go. If you want a better chance, go to USA's, but it's tougher. But with this kind of thing just that happened with these numbers, I don't know if I really know. Because that men's physique being less than a 10, that's a great opportunity. Now, there was some good guys. If you guys looked, Bradley Roberts wins the overall and then goes to that next day and goes against the pros and takes third.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I'm just saying
good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. And like that, so then I'm like telling him, well, you don't want to go against that. There's a bunch of bangers in that show, you know. Not that there's not bangers everywhere, but some shows are a little lackluster sometimes. Going into that, Bradley lost to a guy that we talked about, Dallas. He goes out there, wins this first pro show, 24 hours, drives. Did he drive?
Yeah, I drove.
Drove to where?
Alabama.
Alabama, and wins his second show in 24 hours and gets it'll be a qualification.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah, and after getting second here, I mean, he's on a tear.
Yeah. And I don't know. Chris Aceto, I think, believes his coach. Obviously, a great mind, great coach. But I thought Dallas was a little softer at the Mile High. But I also thought it was the lighting. And for you locals people, like, lighting matters. And the lighting here, and it might be great for the photos, but it was not good to view. And I don't know if it was good for you judges.
No, the lighting was a little bit of a problem. It was washing them out pretty good. But, I think the problem was, the lights were hung a little low. And I had that happen at one of my shows a little earlier in the year too. But you got to get those lights up high enough to where they can, put a shadow on the physique.
Well, when we're going into that, like I remember Iron Man had the best lighting in the world. Why is it that we can't just like standardize it? Is it hard to do that? Or by this, you get to a show and you're like, okay, this show's the best. We'll just copy that over and over and over.
Well, it's, a lot of time promoters are counting on their light guys to get it right.
Right.
And they don't. So you have to, as a promoter, know the specs you want. So you can tell them, hey, these lights need to be here and nowhere else.
and just to let you know, like we talk about the shows and we talk about how the local people don't know this, but a show just in the lights. I remember Dylan just bought his lights and he used to lease them. How much did they charge you for the leasing the lights?
Did you notice when I was talking all that shit about lighting, guys? Brandon was like flipping me off over there.
Yeah, why is that?
Even though I will say the lighting at Branch Denver was pretty good this year, and that was our first run through it doing our own lighting.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but they were a little
okay.
low.
Yeah, we need
but then you're also talking about a different auditorium. You're in a hockey rink. Does that matter? Because now you got.
Do you think they were using too many lights there?
I think the big problem. I think Mile High was a height issue mainly.
Height issue.
Because it was washing out tie-ins, and abs look soft. So, the problem with the sports stable is that it's really high ceilings, and then you can't turn off any of the other lights.
I couldn't see my abs all day that day.
Dude, I haven't seen mine in ages.
So going forward, like, how much did you pay for your lights when you used to lease them?
Lighting was always like, lighting and sound together was about $7,000.
So just to let you know, the $7,000 for these shows, $7,000 just for lights. So you guys put in a lot of risk and bet on these things.
Yeah. So, but I went out and bought lights.
Did you?
And I got lights and stands and everything for what, about $9,000?
Yeah, I think $8,000 is what we did.
Well, now you can use them over and over.
Yeah. So.
Well, let's congratulations to you, Dallas. Well, I saw some of the other local competitors out there, and some of our local guys took like some fifth, some sixth. I think we had someone take a second. So everybody kind of showed up from Colorado, even though it was a small show. It was a tough show, and looking into the way people came in, I think a lot of these guys, it's not a secret. They know how to diet and they know how to bring it at the amateur level.
Yeah, they really do. I think they're hungry. They all want to be pro so they can put IFBB Pro on their Instagram
for sure
thing.
Yeah, I do.
How I feel about that.
And I always go back into this, and I hate to say this because Tyler, I'm a big supporter of all the guys, but I just think we have so many pros, and it's diminished. It's like we're gonna go back in there, all these guys, and then they're gonna go to a pro show, and there'll be 38 people, and now you take 38, and it sucks.
But you remember, like, when we wanted to be pro, and it was like, why do we want to be pro? I mean, because we wanted to be in the magazine. Because you turn pro, you got to be in the magazine. So I guess social media is like the magazine of.
But now you can pump yourself up on our social media too.
Yeah, that's well,
like
When if you look,
I pump myself up. I look a lot more ripped on my social
well,
media.
I mean, the amount of effort that people put into social media, making sure they have the lighting right, and then they tune themselves up and they edit their shit, and then and then you'll see them hit the stage, and you're like, ugh.
That is a great point, and I want to tell everybody out there, when you guys look at these things that we post and stuff, they do render those pictures, so do not base your stuff off that. Like, guys don't look like an IG bodybuilder, you know?
Yeah.
When you're there locally, you see it.
Yep.
When you're judging them, sometimes are you shocked? Like, oh, I thought this guy's going to be really ripped.
Okay, so when I was judging a show in Sweden just last month,
okay,
the light heavyweight, I forget where he was from, but man, he's just this kid, probably like 24 years, and he looked so good, but he looked huge, and then like he comes and finds me backstage, and it's like, dude, what happened to you? He's just this little guy.
Just a little nugget.
But he looks so good. But yeah, it's crazy. You see him on stage, it look big as life, and then you see him in real life. And you're like,
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, big thing, you said that you were down there. Obviously, the United States played against Australia. They vanquished Australia 2-0. First time they moved into when their D group moved into the top 32 or the round of 32. We haven't had anything since 1930, third, and then we had 2002. Do you think that it's because the United States is putting money into that men's program, or how do you guys view that?
I definitely think soccer is getting. I mean, it's funny. It's the most popular sport in the world, but not here. But it seems like there's more energy around it now, and having guys like Messi playing in America.
Yeah.
I mean, that just and having the World Cup here is. I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you think about America; it's just a bunch of immigrants.
Right.
We're the best of the best from all over the world. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't shock me that we're kicking butt in all the sports now, soccer included. Yeah,
I'm glad that we're doing good. A big thing for me, a big thing for us in Colorado. Justin the Highlight Gaethje wins the 250 UFC, celebrating 250 years in the United States. 17 million viewers. He was a 6-1 underdog. I met Justin on his first fight out of high school, my last fight, I think, and just a great dude. Badass, 38 years old, comes back and retires the dude on the chair. And I'm happy that they had that at the White House. It was a fucking phenomenal. I got pumped. I want to go watch Rocky. How'd you guys feel about that?
Dude, I thought it was awesome. I like the bikes out there jumping and stuff. All the fights. Yeah. I mean, it was like, all right, my that wasn't any of our taxpayer money though. But if it was, I wouldn't have minded because I was like, finally, we're paying for some cool shit.
$53 million. What do you think?
It wasn't.
I mean, I'm glad it wasn't taxpayer funded because that was all the UFC paid for. I thought it was kind of. I don't like that kind of shit there. Just like I didn't like the stuff past presidents did there. Like I want there to be a certain air of decorum.
What did they have there past?
Well, I mean, back in Biden's day, there was the big, Pride Festival things.
Oh,
and I don't think either side should. I think it should just.
We don't have nothing on the White House.
I think it should just be just the White House.
And what's just the White House? That just a dude sits there and makes decisions on.
Just I think we're still the most powerful country in the world, and I like that as a symbol of that strength and status. So for me, like seeing like Kid Rock narrating, and Nelson playing on the lawn, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I love fighting. I like watching people get hit real hard.
Yeah,
and Justin hits people harder than anybody.
I mean, I like the fact, I guess, that this big monument of the world becomes a part of us, and it like the White House to me is something I would love to see. It'd be something that it's up there, but then it makes it more real, and it makes the president more real. But I agree, if not everybody thinks that's a good utilization of such a statured place.
Not me. I thought it was awesome. I loved it.
I mean,
it was great.
I when you had Justin looking at the Constitution, he walks down with all the past presidents, American flag. I was just like, dude, it reminded me of Rambo. I wanted to go blow up shit, But no, I get it. I mean, you got to take the other side. I'm sure half of America was divided on that.
Well, unfortunately, I think half America is divided just because they want to be divided, and our news makes us do it. What I thought was funny is that when Sean Strickland showed up, that he was escorted off the premises because he's been such a vocal supporter, a guy against Trump lately, and they wouldn't let him in the event.
Which is funny because I listen to him and I like what he says, but I would feel like he'd align with Trump, but he doesn't. I didn't like what Rock said about it. The Rock didn't come. A lot of celebrities didn't come. They felt that he was trying to use their reputation to, I guess, cast him in a different light. I don't know. I just think he had a birthday celebration on the lawn and said, hey, let's have a barbecue and backyard fights. Most American shit ever.
Yeah. I think, the old trailer park warrior, it's like you and I grew up, it was like, yeah, Trump took one for us.
Hell yeah. I mean, I do want to say shout out to Trevor Whitman. Trevor's Gym, the Grudge used to be right next to us. All those champions over there, remember them?
Yes.
They came out of there.
There's a lot of good champions over there.
And
a
they
lot of those
trained here,
guys
too.
come here and train, so it was really cool.
We had
to
Brandon
see,
Shaw off the wall. We had GSP here. We had
GSP.
Rashad Evans here.
Yeah.
What was the big man that had the big old hand? Shane Carwin.
Yep.
We had
Shane
all
was
those
in
guys here. It was so cool to see those guys. I was a fighter for years and wrestler for years, but these guys were elite. They trained different than we did. Their mentality was just like a bodybuilder's, focused.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool to see that.
It was really cool.
I think we'll start getting that now too, because Genesis Fight is opening up in this same center.
Yeah.
And they have Chris Camozzi.
Genesis is the old Grudge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Rose Namajunas, like they have some real top level athletes there. So it'll be interesting to see if
Well, that makes a lot of sense then. Yeah, because I think Rose with Trevor for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. Going in, we got some Colorado stuff that's gone on. We got a big thing that going down. $34 million was spent trying to keep the Sundance Film Festival in Utah. But we got it. It's coming to Boulder. It's going to cause a lot of havoc. I don't know if it's good for us. I don't know if it's bad for us. How are they going to do this? What do you guys think?
Dude, you know what? I hate to do this to you, but I just thought of something, and I didn't tell you guys this. It has to do with the Branch Warren Classic.
What's that?
Let's hear it.
Real quick. Martin guest posed. Martin Fitzwater.
Oh, shit. Martin Fitzwater was there?
Dude, he was huge.
Huge. Because he's been quiet lately. He's not
About 274 pounds, dude.
And he had his waist in the lines?
Yes.
Damn.
So we thinking of
Dude.
Mr. Olympia?
I don't know, man, but that kid was big, and he still had shape and separation in his quads, and his back
That's
was
awesome.
popping.
That's
and,
awesome.
That is
you could tell he
awesome.
was holding a little extra weight, but like for the shape he was in, and
Did you talk to him?
yeah, Martin.
Was he eating a bear, or what did he do to get the 274?
I think he's,
I know it was creatine monohydrate was a part of that. Thank you, Evagen. Just kidding.
I don't know. I think he's eating small children, but he looks good.
Really?
It's good to see him. Him and
Was
Bryce
his head
Hubb, him
good?
and
Was his
Brett.
head good? Brett was there?
Brett was there.
I was just with Brett.
Brett,
in
his
San
wife
Diego.
was there, Ivana. And that was kind of cool to see all those
That's
guys.
great.
Down there.
One
Big
of our
guy,
guys
Tr-
is going there. Flim's going down there
Who's
to
the
have his
guy?
wedding. Tyler.
Tyler was down there. Came up, said hi.
How's he doing?
He's doing good.
He's over
getting big,
300
too.
pounds too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That guy's
I'm glad
so
to hear that with Martin. I mean, I'm a Martin supporter. Like, I'm one of those friends, guys, or coach. If you're my friend, I don't care if you're wrong. I'm going to ride all the way to jail with you. And then we'll figure out how pissed I am. But I'm a Martin supporter. I don't care. I'm sure he pisses and says the wrong things, but so do I, and so does a lot of people around me. But it doesn't mean that that's you forever. That's summation of that. But I wish him the best.
Dude, the sport would be so boring if it wasn't for Martin, because it was getting
sure.
It was getting boring, dude. These guys were just like, duh.
Look at-
Now, I don't mean to sound like, but they're monotone. They just didn't bring no character. And Martin shows up and says, "You all suck," and I'm gonna whoop
Well, yeah,
your ass.
and you don't have to get along. Like, we could go back to it. Like Taporia, we'll tie this in. Taporia sits there and he puts on his thing 17-0 to 18-0 on his IG. He goes out and has his celebration dinner before the fight. If you ride by that sword, you better die by that sword, because now he's fault. But I do love that Martin does that.
Yes.
And it does, because everybody's like, like, I love good sports. Like, yeah, hey guys, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
But that's a bullshit statement.
When
Listen,
some dudes can't pull that shit off either. Like Derek Lunsford's a good friend of mine, and he's the nicest damn guy. And when you see him try and talk shit, it looks ridiculous, because it's just not believable.
Well, it's not his character, but he did say that one thing is like, hey, I put all this time, and you see him getting bashed for it.
Yeah.
I put 10 years in, and everyone's like, who cares? Like, I do think it doesn't suit him as bad, because he doesn't have the WWE thing.
That's what made everything exciting in sports back in the day, and like it makes it exciting. It makes the sport grow. It gives it, it gives it exposure, and people go, "Wow, that was cool." I want to do that. Like, we go back to motocross. Like last weekend, motocross is growing exponentially because of Hayden Deegan.
Yeah, he says that same shit.
Yes.
Well, look at WWF in the 80s was the biggest damn thing, and that's all it was.
Well, like, I like how Justin actually carries me, because I did this in my career, was I always said I was going to get my ass kicked, I'm going to get beat. And I know that's negative, but it would take me to a fucking place like, fuck that, anything can happen. But I would always have to really set into that negative mindset. And I could never talk like that. I'm going to beat this guy up. So the two different things I think you have to have, and whatever gets you there, gets you there.
Well, look at, like, we go back to, we all got to see Phil Heath up close. We saw that. I mean, bodybuilding was like anybody was talking about the Mr. Olympia back when Phil was competing.
Yeah.
You had
Mainstream.
big stars, mainstream stars. People were there. It was huge.
And Phil had that,
You
though.
can hate him all you want, but guess what? He made the sport grow.
Yeah, he had that confidence, and he would state it. It's got to be a certain type of person. I don't think I could do it. I know I was a guy that came with the negative. I think there's a word for it where you'd actually like set yourself up for negativity just so you can rise to the occasion. Yeah. But I love the fact that Martin can do it. I think it's great. I love the fact that Derek's speaking his mind out there. I know we've had people in the amateurs do your show, and they've tried to act like they are going to win it, and they put it, and then everybody starts training harder.
But let's just say it like this. I like this new generation. You guys out there listening. You want to show your manhood. You want to say, listen, man.
Or womanhood.
No womanhood. You want to show your manhood. You want to be like, bitch, you're going down.
Right?
I'm winning today.
Okay.
Today's my day. Got that?
Take it away from
you
me.
Got a problem with that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I get it.
I was
Take it away from me.
I was talking to a guy.
Exactly. And now,
Yeah.
he's so politically incorrect.
Right.
He's talking shit.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy in the gym earlier, and he asked, because I've hung out with Phil, I've worked with Phil, I've taken pictures of him before, and someone asked me, like, what was Phil like when he was a competitor? And he was a complete fucking savage.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see Phil now, where he's moved into more of this kind of ambassador role. But all the greats, you have to be like that. Like, look at Jordan, that Jordan documentary during COVID. I mean, he was a savage.
Whoever was a great at doing something that wasn't savage. I mean, Jay was always pretty nice.
That's true.
But, it was like, all right, Jay won. Cool. Jay's a good guy. It was like, when Phil won, it was like, fuck yeah, Phil won, or fuck, Phil won. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was way more emotional
Dude,
when Phil
great
won
champions
one way or
always-
the other.
McGregor, all those great champions,
Yes.
like Khabib was like one of those, like, Jay, well liked. And so I think well liked champions aren't as, they can become goats, but they're just not well received to the public, so the masses don't follow him. Like Jordan was polarized, right? People hate Jordan or love Jordan.
Hey.
Phil Heath, people.
What was it like when Ronnie won his last Olympia?
Okay.
Everybody, he nearly got booed out of the house. And now look at, he's known as the greatest all time. I mean, everybody loves Ronnie. But when he was done winning his last Olympias, people wanted him gone.
I mean, the one thing with our sport, bodybuilding, bikini, all that stuff, it's so fucking it's subjective. And so, like, you hang on to something so long, I think people want you to get beat, and they want the judges to just do the thing that's popular
People
to
don't
them.
like winners. no more.
Yeah.
People,
sure.
they like you if you win one or two or three. After that, guess what? It's somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
No, you got to come get this shit, motherfucker.
We talked about Ashley Cutwasser last week. I mean, that was
Yeah.
a 57th pro show win, and you'll
So
hear people complain that, like, well, she's taking it away. Look, if you're better,
Hey, I'm
come
not.
and fucking beat her.
I know we disagree on that. All three. I'm thinking that some of those shouldn't be there, but I'm glad that she's doing it. But you guys love that, and I'm like, I think there's been girls that
Because
beat
you're
her.
a hater.
Yeah, I'm a hater.
What?
I hate her.
What, the
No, I don't hate you, Ashley.
You know, the Mile High, 2 years ago, when when Carol came in second or third, and then a month later she beat Ashley. So it's like, I want to see that shit.
I do wanna see
I
that.
want people to be good enough
Ashley's
to
really
beat her.
hard to beat if she's like on.
Oh, yeah.
If she's off though, she
According
can be
to Dylan.
beat.
Yeah.
I've seen her get beat when she's off, and she never wins the Olympia anymore. But those top girls at the Olympia are
They're great.
you
They're
gotta
great.
be-
I think we'll go into that later. The bikinis divisions rose to some crazy level of physiques, man.
There's some crazy good genetics out there on
For
some
sure.
of these girls.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, the sport, the wins, they're great. The champions, I think you got to talk shit. I think you got to have something. But if that's not you, you can't do it. Don't try to fake it. It just looks terrible. But, yeah, I mean, with that being said, do you think you see a change of the guard? Because you got Derek, who does embody a lot of this shit, but you have guys coming up on him, whether it be like Andrew Jack, and then you just said this guy's 274 and Martin. Do you see a change of the guard then?
You know,
Or do you see another run for 4?
I mean, we haven't seen anyone as dominant since Phil. And then before that, you had Ronnie, and then before that, you
but
had
nobody.
Rami-
Yeah, Phil was the last dominant one. I mean, Derek's winning, but like it's not like
What about Rami?
Rami's
won.
done, I believe.
Yeah, but it was Rami was dominant
won
for 2 years.
2 years. But again, and Derek's won twice. He won the 212. But again, it really was Phil,
Phil was
Haney,
the last one.
Well,
No,
Ronnie,
Phil,
and
Ronnie,
no,
Ronnie.
Derek's won the Open twice.
Dorian.
Derek's won the Open twice, but there's gaps in
Yeah,
between.
but like
there.
Derek's a good champion. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's not a Phil Heath caliber. He's
No,
not
he's
a
not.
Ronnie Coleman caliber. He's not a Lee Haney or Dorian Yates.
Is that because of size? Is that why you say that?
No, it's just because I would say because he's a shorter version, and he just doesn't have the graininess. Those guys like Dorian had that nasty, thick graininess. Like Derek has that in like his glutes and his hamstrings, but like you look at his arms, he doesn't have that. Where Dorian had it all over his whole body. Phil's just jumped out at you like 3-dimensional everywhere. Like it was like, you know, like porcupine spikes just jumped
yeah.
out of his skin everywhere when he posed. So it was
2012
like-
Phil, and even 20. But when he walked out, we'd never seen anything like that before.
But like, you know, and Derek's a good physique. The best part about Derek is, you know, his tiny little waist. That's good. But like, he's getting so big. It's like, but you know, he keeps winning.
Yeah.
And every year,
Kudos to him.
It's never clear though, like because it could because you had. I mean, obviously Samson was
No.
off last year, but you had Samson, you have Hottie, you have Derek. I mean, it could go any way with those guys.
I mean, same with the bikini battle right now. You
Yeah.
know, like that could go 3-4 different ways. You know, and
Yeah, we haven't had anyone be dominant.
no one
in bikini.
dominant for that for a while. And then men's physique, we got Ryan Terry dominating, but in my mind, I think, and I go against Dylan and all the judges, I think there's been like 3 or 4 guys that might have made that run, and they just don't pick it. I don't know what that ultimately is in the minds. It's just like, you know, it's who you like and who, you know, but it's so subjective because I like other physiques, right? So like my favorites are like Sean Ray, Flex Lewis, Flex Wheeler, all these guys that were Flex Wheeler that wasn't the champ.
Yeah.
But that's subjective because they didn't get it hard enough or they didn't do this. But, you know, I would like, okay, I'll sacrifice the hardness to have Flex Wheeler's bubbliness and coolness.
Yeah, or they just came in a time when there was a dominant champ.
That's
like
when you
Flex
know there's a
and
dominant
Ronnie.
champion. That's perfect what you're explaining about Ryan. You know, he's the winner. But like, is he like when a fan sees it, the winner's a winner. The fan's like he's seeing all the craziness like a Phil Heath or Ronnie Coleman. You know, and I just, you know, I don't know if you can really have that in physique unless a guy just shows up with a tiny waist.
Do you think it should be, and I want you guys to think about this, do you think we should go back to like where guys do local shows and dominate Mr. Colorado 2-3 times? Like you don't see that. We used to see some guys do that. Do you think that's a thing?
I think,
Or
you know,
that's
the
not a
world's
thing?
grown a lot.
That's not a
You know,
thing?
it's so easy to get a plane ticket. It's so easy to get it on the internet to see what's happening in the next state across the world. Used to do that because, you know, you got a newspaper delivered to your fucking house. That's as far as your mind expansion went. You know.
Do you think we should do local shows multiple times though and try to win 2 Mr. Colorados?
I do because that's how I did it. That's how I did it. I believe that's what really sets you. Like you got to win at one level, not only once, maybe two, 3 times to get to the next level. But that's just how I was brought up. That's how I was told. And
See, I
if I
don't-
did any other different, somebody was going to be either kicking my ass or telling me I was.
The one thing about pro cards and the one thing in the modern, I think that's progressive, right? Like we all feel, and I want you to. I want you to get a pro card. I want you to be on the Olympic stage. But back when we did it, there's one pro card for the overall and then nationals. And I think it was just so far out of your head that you didn't mind winning something 2-3 times. Like, oh, I won the Mr. Colorado. I won the Mile High 2-3 times. That was great.
But
You know,
when you used to be like back in the day, everybody knew who won the nationals. Everybody
Sure.
took top 5 at the
Yeah.
back in the day. We knew who Mr. Colorado was.
that's true.
You know, it was
That
like,
is a
oh,
true
Mr.
statement.
Colorado was down at
That
the
was a
gym
big
or whatever.
thing. But I think that's
You know, it's-
anywhere. It's like we are so fast that the Super Bowl, whoever wins that, we should talk about for a year.
Everything's
now it's
instant
over.
now. You get on that phone
Who's
and
next?
it's like who
Who's
gives
next?
a shit about Mr. Colorado? I got this phone
Yeah.
right here in front of me. I got
Yeah, well, and I think everyone now just wants the pro card. They want to show it off. They want to show the snapshot because you'll see people that it's just because they placed top 2 in their class. They didn't even win an overall, and they go to nationals.
But that's okay, because I used to say this, and I hate to say this to Dylan sitting 2 feet from me, but I used to not give a shit if my people won the show here. I know a lot of people are like, if you don't win overall, you win in class, don't go to national. I was like, back in the day, they used to do top 3 with qualified. I was like, as long as you get your qualification, we're going. Because I saw, and this is back in the day, I'd have a girl not win the show, take second or third in the class. The overall winner would win. We'd go to USA, my girl would get the pro card, and the overall winner would take dead last. Because they look for different things. I believe they do sometimes when they're on local. Sometimes I feel like you guys change your eye. And so then when you go to the next level, since everybody's kind of equally playing field, the girl that had something at a local level might not have it at the national level.
With the local level, I try to pick the best physique on the stage that day.
Sure. But you see what I'm saying is like, I don't always think you need to be second or third. You could be second or third and go to nationals and end up winning your pro card. And then a lot of narrative is like, if you can't win an overall, you don't deserve to be there. And I just don't see that.
No.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, there was, who's the guy that, I forgot his name, the guy who's a trainer here that came in second, where he won Mr. Colorado 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. He won Mr. Colorado, and then Luke Woodside out of the Springs went and got his pro card. So the guy that he beat then went and got his pro card.
Are you talking about Peterson?
Jesus, why can't I remember his name? No, he's an Armbrust guy. And his girlfriend does figure.
Oh, you're talking about...
Why is my brain just turned to crap? I don't know.
What's your point?
But I to your point, exactly. I mean, this guy didn't win the overall at Mr. Colorado, Luke, but then he went to nationals and he got his pro card. So, I guess to your point, like...
But you see that. You see everybody saying, we've even said, if you can't win overall, don't go to nationals, but that's not true.
That's true.
It's just not true. Well, I mean, going on with that, we got this thing, and we were going to touch base on it, but we have this FUBAR stuff that's going on in the world, and I don't know what you guys think, but Dylan's really into this stuff, and it's, does the government hold information, and is there aliens? There's this movie out called Disclosure Day. I went and watched it. It's pretty interesting. What do you guys think? Is there life beyond this planet, and is the government holding all these secretive encounters?
100%.
Really?
Absolutely.
And Dylan sometimes claims that he's an alien, so I believe him.
I am.
Okay. He's looking at me weird. I'm uncomfortable.
I am.
Why do you think they're holding the information?
Because I just had dinner with him 20 minutes ago.
No, do you think that we can't hold? Do you think we can't? They think the public can't accept the reality of life, or what?
The public is a puppet, and the little moving hand is your TV. And
So
your
why
phone.
wouldn't they just tell us though? Like, hey, we did.
They might tell you.
No, you know what I'm saying?
They might make it up. They might, whatever,
Right. So you think there's aliens? You think they're not disclosing it, but they're not going to disclose it, or?
Yeah, I've known like people like Rich. Rich Palmer. He was out like in this middle of this field one night because he worked in the oil fields.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, dude, I was out there in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Texas, running back these oil fields, and he goes, all of a sudden I seen this big red beam of light come down, and he goes, I pulled over and there was like 5 of them over there, and then all of a sudden they just
5 what?
red light beams.
Oh wow!
And they all did. He goes, they took off at the speed of like something that wasn't human. He just said,
beams?
he goes, nobody's ever going to believe this. Nobody's ever going to believe this.
I'm not believing you right now.
Dude.
I did have some weird shit happen to me up in Wyoming, but I don't know if I can always explain shit.
I mean, I think going into conspiracies, I think aliens built the pyramids. Because
Yeah,
I think
I believe that.
when logistically you look at of how they move these blocks and how they're perfectly cut, that came from miles and miles away.
I'm just going to say something real quick, and this is going to come off real racist. Really racist, so everybody
You're
brace
Asian,
yourself.
you can get away with it. It's
Okay, why the hell is it that you said the pyramids in Egypt are built by aliens, but the ones in Mexico are probably built by Mexicans? Now, the thing is because that Juan built those fucking pyramids and probably finished a backyard and a porch at the same time while doing it. But we never believed the Egypts that those Egyptians built those pyramids. Why is that? Why?
I have no idea. That's a great point. Because if you want to get something done and get something built, you find a work crew. Because
those little pyramids, those pyramids in Mexico, they were built for sacrificing.
Yeah, but they still were built by Juan and his buddies. But Tyrone and his buddies couldn't build theirs. I mean,
Those are a lot bigger pyramids, though.
Oh, shit.
they are bigger.
They're a lot bigger.
Yeah.
They kind of overshot for that. Those aliens overshot. They were way too big.
Dude, maybe they hired the Mexicans to build them. And
Yeah, see, dude, how do we know we didn't import labor?
We probably did.
You know, I mean, like look at in Colorado, we got.
You can look back at the back end of time, and every race has been a slave at one time.
That's true.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, like I don't believe that it was slave labor that built the pyramids. I believe it was like a funded government thing, and people wanted to build the pyramids because something that it would be a national thing. It'd be celebrated by the thing. It'd probably give a lot of jobs. I believe they didn't have to have slaves do that. They're like, hey, let's build these. Let's pay you a wage, and just like they didn't have slaves when we built the San Francisco Bridge. You know, it was paid labor. Or Hoover Dam.
labor.
Hoover Dam. I think they were paid.
Remember that back in the day? Like you read about this stuff, and X amount of people die on the job.
For sure.
They'd say this job's going to cost this much. It's going to take this long. We already expect 10 to 20 people to die on the job because it's extremely dangerous.
It's called acceptable casualties. And
now the lawyers are lined up.
But it's like it's the same thing with a car. A car getting released, there's acceptable casualties. They know that there's going to be casualties releasing a car or a product or whatever, and there's got to be acceptability because nothing's perfect. Now here's the thing: what's either sick or wrong is like if there's acceptable casualties or something that damages or mars people, that they would let her deal with $50 million of lawsuits than the $100 million that's going to cost in R&D to redo the product.
I just searched it, and according to AI, because that's always right, it says no slaves built the pyramids. They believe it was a massive organized workforce of 20 to 30,000 paid laborers.
That makes more sense. Dude, you can't, if you pay a laborer, he's going to be, and think about this. If we're building something that Colorado has pride in, we're going to get together on it. I mean, that's a momentous project. I'm sure they were like, let's do this. This is awesome. Look what we're doing for civilization. Pay me a little bit, feed me a little bit, but we'll get on board with this. Then that you had slave laborers that you're trying to beat, undernourish, and get them to all these big-ass blocks that, it makes more sense that one versus the other.
I mean,
the alien thing makes a little more sense because
aliens
they
here.
can probably do that with their mind and stuff.
Yeah, they got their tractor beams. They fly them over. And
So, talking about Colorado,
Okay.
you were talking about the film festival coming to Boulder.
The what?
Film festival.
Sundance.
Yeah.
When you started talking about
Sure.
finance just a minute ago, reminded me of that. You were mentioning that to me before the show. Now, how much money is that supposed to bring to Denver?
I think $100 million.
Yeah,
$180 million.
Yeah, it's $160 to $180 million.
Yeah, $180 million.
Impact.
Like,
Well,
why would
so that should help the real estate here, right?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Boulder's going to be a mess for that.
It's going to hurt us.
because they have all the moratoriums on buildings.
Short-term rental. They don't like.
So you don't think home sales will spike because people are going to want to?
I don't know because now we got a two-sword here. We have interest rates, we have low demand, and we have people not going to let go of their houses. I'm not letting go of mine at 2.625, but I would rent it out. Now I would rent it out, but I don't know what the legalities of Jefferson County is on that because you have to stay in your house. I think you have to stay in your house.
I would sell it once you like sleep in it and track your feet all over it. It's yours.
I mean, like the Sundance, it's going to be in Boulder. It's going to come in 2027. I know Utah tried to pitch $34 million for them to stay. They couldn't get them to stay. I don't know how we did it. We got it.
That's
that's
got to
a
be some
good
good
thing.
news for Colorado.
It's great news.
Yeah.
It comes under a time when we have, we have the election scandals coming out. The one girl, Tina, what's her name?
Tina Peters.
Got out. We just released her from the 2020 thing. Polis, what do you call it? Pardoned her. Then we have the other one that's a part of that. What's her name?
Jenna Griswold.
Jenna
who was
Griswold.
the
She's trying to
SOS.
run for AG. We have, what's his name? AG running for president. Or
Phil,
for
Phil Weiser. running
Phil
for
Weiser
governor.
going. So it's in a time that we need something for Colorado.
Did
and
you
we
know
need
that?
something.
Did you know Victor March running for governor? That he's going to make. I heard rumors that he's going to make Derek Wolf his lieutenant governor.
Really?
I mean, I think that's great. I've listened to Derek, the way he talks. I think, obviously he's a smart guy and he kind of maligns more with our side. I don't know their agenda and what they will do with it. You know, we're in a tough spot. No matter who takes that spot,
I think
it's
what
gonna have a lot.
Derek's most concerned about is saving hunting, fishing, and all the wild. The
Sure.
all the stuff in the mountains that they're trying to make illegal here in Colorado.
Sure. And that is important. And is it something that we should stand up for sure? And you're going to have other parts go against that because obviously a lot of people are against hunting and I'm for hunting and fishing, but you're going to have those people.
But you got,
does it
here
help
it is.
Denver?
You got people from the city trying to tell people how to live up in the mountains that are
Sure.
making their living doing
Sure.
that.
What's
The
like
government runs-
reintroducing wolves and that kind of shit
mean,
that like has. They don't
but
understand the impacts.
The impact on that, though, I was a rancher.
Right.
There's a big freaking impact on that,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
don't think people understand.
Because people are like, oh, it's the natural.
I don't care if
animal,
it's endangered or
cute.
not. Like we had coyotes and
They're
stuff,
gonna
and
get
we
killed. The ranchers are going to, because as soon as those coyotes dig into a
Well, yeah,
cow, they're done.
the killing livestock,
Killing.
and then the process to get reimbursed for it, they have to go through red tape, and
Yeah.
it's a mess.
for sure. And then Derek and those guys have great thoughts on it. I want to know how. The one thing is how whoever takes over that spot, how does it affect Colorado and get that $1.9 billion deficit out of us? And are they going to bring more? We are an exporting state. Are we going to get more business in here?
Well, they need to bring the oil back.
For sure,
They shut the
fracking and
whole
stuff like that.
oil
For
industry
sure.
down here. They need to bring. Colorado's just a gold mine waiting to happen if they just turn on the economic.
Yeah, you just got to turn the button.
Yeah.
But that's why this stuff's important to you guys. It's important to us. Jobs, housing, all these things that coming in. If we don't get, and I don't know who the right answer is. I don't know if it's those guys. I don't know if it's these other two. I just know that whoever does it has to be out for the people and not for themselves, not for their own agenda.
Well, the
not-
answer's already there. I mean, Colorado already has its laws. Well, why are you coming in and trying to change everything?
Huh?
That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's been working fine. We were talking a few weeks ago about how great the economy was before 2020, but
All over.
But
All
like
over.
even like it's still good. Like you go down to Texas, the economy is booming, dude. You go to like states like Florida, still the economy is booming. It's booming.
I mean, you definitely see Denver isn't, and I'll tell you why. As like I went out to San Diego. You see the, and that's even though they have troubles. You see the life in the downtown area. We don't have life in our downtown area. Seattle's the same way. We have the vacancies of 40%. We have these things. So I don't know what that is. And whoever
you got to
comes
make
into
the
that,
streets safe again.
you do have to make the street states fit in. You do have to let people they invest. Small mom and pops businesses are ran out of here. Who wants to open? And we talked about this. You said that you believe in bricks and mortars, and I think we talked about that episode too. Bricks and mortars make sense, but right now it don't make sense because the rent is too much. The cam charges are
So
too much.
expensive here right now.
It's and then what else though? By the way, I just signed a new lease in Denver, so I moved from Lakewood to Denver with one of my businesses. Well, now my minimum wage goes up.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
that affects me because there's 6-7 employees in there, so I got to
What do you
make
pay
sure.
per hour.
We're at $20 an hour, so we're above.
That's a minimum wage nowadays.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Where I think it's 18 something.
Well, the safety.
I think it's
shit, too.
18 something on the minimum wage, right?
I don't know.
What do you pay?
Holy shit! The minimum wage in Denver is $19.29.
Payroll's
Yeah, see, I'm over. What is it?
Most
One more time.
$19.29 an hour.
So there we go.
That's wild.
So I guess I'm just above.
What happened at
So
35?
I'm gonna cut your wages.
Well, dude, and a big problem with these people that want to, if they want to open a business in Denver because of the restrictions, the cost, and plus just safety. Because there's areas like look around
What's your
Ballpark.
two biggest expenses? Your two biggest expenses as a business owner is your rent and your employees.
Yeah, your payroll.
And Denver just said, "Fuck you, we're going to charge you double rent, and fuck you, you're going to pay your employees double."
So does it affect
So
you?
Denver doesn't. Yeah, it
Meanwhile, letting homeless people sleep in front of your business.
I mean,
people don't
sure,
do it.
and I agree. What's the answer though? Who's the answer? Is it the different governor? Is it a different mayor? What is the answer?
Responsible government spending.
There you go.
If they're not held to hold a budget, then guess who ends up paying? And that's what makes how prices go up.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We're in a day and age where we just talked about the shows being small. We have talked about how things are, and if we don't have responsible thing, it goes back to we just ain't gonna have people investing back in the economy. You know.
Pretty,
Yep.
Well, guys, as we do every week, we have the sin or win, and a little lighthearted. Is it in or out? You guys can agree or disagree. We're gonna go over the bird, my favorite. Is it a sin or is it a win?
It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win. Big fan.
Big fan of the bird. That's called keeping up foreign relations. When you're talking to someone from Russia, give them the bird. They know what it means.
Yeah.
You're just trying to keep a vibe.
It's the only international communication.
There you go.
And I flip off my friends more than random strangers because if I love you, I'm going to talk shit to you.
Yep. Direct sales door to door. I just had some people come by my door. Is that in or out? I don't know. I mean, I get the mailers on the email. I get my phone. You guys probably get the spam texts. Sin or win? Door to door sales.
Sin.
Sin.
Sin, I feel like most legit businesses don't.
What about roofing
door-to-door.
companies? That's their biggest thing.
And roofing, a lot of roofing companies are
Landscaping
predatory.
companies,
They're
roofing
scammers.
companies, bug companies. They all come to your house.
bug
And it says
companies.
no soliciting right on the front door, but they don't care.
And they're like, "Hey, I was just working with your."
I mean,
neighbor up the
I
street."
always
I'm like,
wanted to be a
"No."
Jehovah's Witness. Knock on your door.
I
Do you have a free
invite
meal?
those
I
guys
would
in.
love
I'm
it,
like,
dude. I
"Come
want to
on."
just sit here and just talk about nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Sin or win? Asking a girl out on IG or getting their number in person. Sin or win? Asking them out on IG.
Sin.
Wow.
Sin. You got people that need to connect in person. It's
Okay.
too much online shit.
But that's probably not how it's done nowadays. Everybody probably does the IG hook.
I mean, I've got this weekend. I had 3 IG ones.
You did?
Like yes, it's just weird. It's just that's the modern thing, and it's hard on me because then now I got to go message. I don't really want to mess with my IG, but yeah, that's a big thing. Okay, sin or win? Is it in or out? Vegas, sin or win? Would you spend $10,000 on a trip or $5,000 in Vegas, or would you rather go to the Bahamas or something cool?
I mean, I'd rather go to the beach somewhere.
You see what I'm saying?
I love Vegas. It's weird, but it's too much money now.
Yeah, Vegas is. It's just like it's not my jam anymore. I don't like.
It used to be a cheap adult thing, and we just
And then they turned it into an expensive nightmare, and they ruined it.
Okay, sin or win? I know what he's going to say. I don't know, but backing into a parking spot.
Win.
Win. You got to do it.
Okay, I agree. But if you don't know how, don't do it.
Yeah.
I'll be in a thing and I'll be waiting for a lady to back in, and I'm just like,
It's painful.
30 minutes later, I'm still
You
waiting
know why
for
you
her
back in though, right?
to get out quick.
Easy out.
Okay, this is to you. I was in the gas station. There's these handheld ones. There's the ones you put your hand. Sin or win? Hand dryers or paper towels?
Hand dryers.
Paper towels.
Paper towels.
I hate hand dryers.
Then you hate my locker room.
It's just blowing.
Okay, now, because
I feel like it's just blowing
It's
germs
just like
around.
you know the one you shoot your thing and and then or you grab it. It's just like I'm like, what the fudge? My hands still feel wet, so then I'm still doing.
So we
this.
have those towels out on the thing. Most people just come out of the bathroom and grab those towels. But I'm like, you know what? These motherfuckers come in your bathroom and like half your paper towels are on the floor. I was like,
From a business perspective, I get that because
Yes.
people are disgusting.
yes, it's just.
You know what I wish they'd bring back from the medieval times? The hemp rope. just roll it.
Remember
You
that
know,
old
wipe. You
paper
just wipe
towel
your
thing
butt
that
like
goes
that. You
around?
wipe your butt.
Remember that shit back
That's a
in the
Oh,
nasty.
dude, the
That's some
recycling
nasty
paper towel
shit,
thing.
bud.
Paper towels,
That
man.
was nasty, bro.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, dude. You look at that towel. I
It's-
guess that's
That
it.
was like straight up 70s, 80s shit.
Forgot about that.
Okay, sin or win? We all travel. It's a big thing in the United States. Tipping. And what?
Tipping.
In or out? Sin or win? Should we just do it for minimum wage?
You know, I'm old school, so if you do a good job, you're going to get a tip. Mm-hmm. You know, if you screw up, you're going to get a real small tip just because I know you're working for nothing. Mm-hmm. But, like, you're going to know because I'm going to tip you like 10%, half of what I should tip you.
Oh
to
shit!
get
You're
back.
gonna punish this mother.
But if you're good, I'm going to maybe tip you, 30%.
Okay.
But if it's just standard, I'm going to tip 20 all day.
But I hate this shit now at like places where they don't do anything for you and it still asks you for a tip.
Yeah.
On like everything now.
Well, auto gratuity.
Yeah.
That one now hurts you sometimes.
Yeah. No.
I forget to look at it, and then all of a sudden I'm tipping and auto.
I mean, if someone does a good job, though, I'll tip them minimum 20%.
Okay, I got one for you. The last one of the day. Sin or win. Obviously, there's a speed limit, but if it's 65, should you drive 65 in the fast lane, or should there be a variance of as you go through the lane?
There should be a variance, and truckers should not be allowed. They're not allowed in the fast lane. They're driving the fast lane all the time.
They got to go right.
Fuck.
What about you? Sin or win?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only time you should be in a left lane is you get around someone, then you get over again.
And get over.
Or if you're me, because I'm doing 90 most of the time.
I don't.
You're big ass
I literally drive so slow. I get pulled over for being slow. I'm not a fast driver. Okay, closing out here, guys. When you're in the gym, try to wear deodorant every other hour. I'd put it back on. You don't want to smell. This is Watty Watt signing off. Grab a pickle, give a tickle.
See you guys.